Questions for reflection. In the glossary of the Catechism of the Catholic Church, Abraham is described as, and I quote, "the man of faith and patriarch of Israel, with whom God made a covenant, which promised him land in which to live and many descendants, a great people, for whom the Lord would be their God." And the Catechism continues, quote, "Through Abraham, God formed the people to whom he would later give the law by revelation to Moses." With the advent of Christ, the people of Israel would serve as the root to which the Gentiles would be grafted by their coming to believe, end quote. In the New Testament letter to the Hebrews, chapter 11, Abraham's faith is praised. In fact, the Church affirms that Abraham is our spiritual father in faith in the Roman canon, recited at Holy Mass. He was the first to believe, and the covenant God made with him is the subject of our first reading. No matter his age or the age of his wife Sarah, they both believed what the Lord had promised. Do we have this kind of faith? We can. Ask the Holy Spirit to give you the gift of faith. Then begin to live it and watch what happens. In our responsorial psalm, we join David in thanking the Lord for watching over us, for being our help and our shield. We ask him to let his faithful love rest on us as we place our trust in him. Have you placed your trust in the Lord today? Or are you trying to make it happen on your own and turning to him only at the last minute? I often call that keeping God on the shelf, only taking him down when we reach the end of our own efforts. David had a different approach, and so should we. The Lord is always with us, and he wants to hear from us, always. The gospel appointed for today's Holy Mass, we heard the first 5 verses of the 7th chapter of the Gospel according to St. Matthew. The entire chapter is Jesus teaching us how to live as a disciple. Our verses today warn us that we should not be out to condemn people, rather to help them find the Lord through the witness of our fraternal charity. It is often our own pride which leads us to see and even to exaggerate the faults of others while we excuse our own. St. Augustine offered some great advice in a commentary he wrote on Psalm 30, and I quote, "Strive to acquire the virtues you think your brothers lack, and then you will no longer see their defects, because you yourselves will not have them," end quote.